Hey guys, I'm back with a new video series. I'm so excited about this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start something called a Fine Haired Boot Camp. And it's going to be a series of videos that focus on hair care, product reviews, developing regimen, styling techniques, proper products and oils that work for fine hair. All of those things that are specific to fine hair will be encompassed kind of in this video series. Now the information will be relevant to other naturals as well, but it will focus on fine hair naturals. The reason I've decided to do this is because when I transitioned to natural, and I transitioned for like 15 months, when I transitioned and then when I became natural, I found that there was so much great information on YouTube, which I just took it all in. I spent hours on YouTube watching videos, but I didn't see information that was specific to fine hair. So what I'm hoping to do with this video series is to provide the information that I wasn't necessarily able to find and to answer any questions you fine hair naturals may have about natural styling, hair care, etc. Oh my God, okay. That is, I have a new app. Did you all hear that? It sounded like rushing water and it made a weird noise. I got this app called Water for Your Body. So that's also, it falls in line with natural hair care because you have to keep your body hydrated and your hair will thank you for it, like seriously. Especially now that we're going into the fall and winter. But this thing sends reminders and it scares me every time it does that, but that's what that was. Anyway, let me get back to what I was talking about. So, if you have questions about the fine hair struggle, please feel free to leave your comments in the section below, and I'll be happy to include them in a future video. So without further ado, let's get to the first video. Okay, so today is wash day, and I decided to make this first Fine Hair Natural Bootcamp video on doing pre-poos. Now, those of you who follow my channel know that I don't really shampoo my hair very often at all. The only time I really shampoo my hair is if I'm using, oh my gosh, and I'll do a review on this later. If I'm using like Deity shampoo, which is great for fine hair naturals, or if I am using Suave Naturals clarifying shampoo. Rest of the time I co-wash or I use Tear Essentials Mud Wash, which I love. All right, so pre-pooing. The reason pre-pooing is important if you're shampooing your hair, especially if you're using sulfate, and really stripping shampoos, is because it will provide kind of a barrier on your strands and help you to retain a little bit of the moisture that would otherwise be stripped away during the shampooing process. I hope that makes sense. So what I'm going to do for this pre-poo is I'm going to use a bottle like this. You could even use a smaller one. I just have this big one with the pointed nozzle there. I'm going to use just my measuring spoons. I'm going to use coconut oil. I'm going to use a little bit of grapeseed oil. And then I'm going to use neem. Now, because we have fine hair, it's really, really important to use very light oils on your hair. Anything heavy like a castor oil or even a safflower oil is a little bit heavier also. You don't want to use, I find, for the pre-poo process, or even if you're oil rinsing, which I'll talk about in a future video. You don't want to use those because they will kind of sit on the hair. And when we get to the styling part of our, wash day process or hair care process, we always want to have as much fullness as possible. So again, you want to use product ingredients that are light and that absorb very easily into the hair. So I'm just going to take about 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, and I'm gonna put it in my jar. Some of it spilled, y'all. All right, I wasn't expecting it to come out so fast. So I used grapeseed oil, so we've added, and so right now we have the grapeseed oil in here, and then I just added the coconut oil. See how easily that moves? It's almost like water, okay? That's what you want your oil mixes to look like for fine hair. So now we're going to add the neem oil. I'm adding the neem because this particular oil It's very light. You only need a little bit. And let me tell you up front, it does not smell very good. Neem does not have a good scent, but it's really, really great for hair. It's very moisturizing. It's strengthening. And it's also very good for naturals who have fine hair because it helps to thicken the hair. It's great for naturals who have thinning hair, so maybe you're losing your hair as a result of maybe a medical condition or maybe stress or that kind of thing. It's great at regeneration of the hair and hair growth. And we're just going to use about, you don't need much, so I'm only going to put in like 1/8 of a tablespoon of this. I'm only going to put in like 1/8 of a tablespoon. You could also use a medicine dropper, which is what I usually use. But for this amount of oil, that's really all you need. So in order to maintain, you know, light, full, big hair, we want to make sure that we're using the appropriate amount of oil during the pre-poo process, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of separate the hair. And I'm going to begin to apply my oil. Now, I'm going to apply the oil to the palm of my hands, and I'm just going to do about, or add about 1/4 size of the product. And then I'm just going to rub it together in the palms of my hands, further emulsifying it. So that's what it looks like. Now, when I apply it to the hair, I'm going to start from the bottom. And this is where I'm going to focus. I'm going to start from the bottom and I'm going to bring the oil up the hair shaft to about 1 inch or maybe 1.5 inches from my scalp. I don't want the oil to settle on my scalp because it is much more difficult for the oil that starts out on the scalp to work its way down the strand. So that's why I'm focusing on the ends rather than on the scalp. The oil found on the scalp will regenerate itself very easily. So I'm not worried about putting oil on my scalp. I'm only worried about putting the oil on my strands of hair. And you just want to make sure that you saturate and get oil on the entire section. All right, so I've added I've added oil to this section probably 3 times, and as you can see, my hair is not like super weighed down or anything like that, and that's because I've used very light oils. Okay, so right now I'm just going to kind of twist this section really quickly, and then I'm going to move to my next section. Okay, so my hair is fully sectioned and I will be leaving this on for 30 minutes and then I will show you the next step in my wash day process for fine natural hair. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.